I don't feel great today. I made a bad decision and ate gluten, and I feel like crap.
It doesn't matter! I feel like it does!
But hi! Welcome to my channel. Let's talk about makeup. Hey guys, what's up? So today we're going to be trying out a new foundation, and I apologize if I'm not super upbeat. I don't feel very well. I'm allergic to wheat, and then I decided that I wanted to eat Taco Bell.
I can't eat tacos?
So there's that, and now I feel like poop. So we're going to be trying out a new foundation today. I don't think it's like new, but I haven't ever tried it. We rarely try out like brand new things on this channel, so I apologize for that. But it was on sale, and we're going to try it out, and it is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation, and I'm really excited to try this because I have very dry skin, and we need a little luminosity. So I'm going to moisturize first because dry. I'm going to use my rolls of mastic because that's what I always use. We're going to go in with some number 7 Hydroluminous Water Concentrate, which is what we're going to do. I need to shave. And by shave I mean pluck, and by pluck I mean my chin. A little soul patch going on right here. So for those of you who don't know or don't think about it, so women that have estrogen issues or something wrong with their body, like I don't have my ovaries, so I don't produce estrogen. Or like people with polycystic ovarian syndrome or things of that nature, sometimes we tend to grow more hair where we're not supposed to. And with mine, it's a little soul patch right here. And I say soul patch because that's what it reminds me of. It's really patchy, little tiny red hairs. Nobody ever talks about it. It's like super taboo to talk about. It's like, oh, women don't grow hair in weird places. Yeah, we most certainly do. You know, like when you have like that one like weird hair that like grows on the top of your boob, and you have to like, you know, pluck it out, and you're like, what are you?
What is that?
It's like that, and nobody talks about it, and I think we should talk about it more because it's perfectly normal and biology. So I'm going to use a primer. What primer should we use today with this new ABH foundation? Should we use drugstore? Should we use not drugstore? Conundrums. Let's go in and use our Yves Saint Laurent Touch Eclat blurring primer because it's right here and I'm being lazy. Cannot get over how much I love the way this smells though, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'm hoping I got the right shade. I only got one because it's expensive. But so hopefully it's the right shade. I think it's the lightest shade. I think I got the lightest shade that there was. Okay, I have nothing else on my face. I mean, obviously besides all the shit that you just saw me put on my face, but nothing else. So we're going to go in. So this says it's a medium coverage foundation with a luminous natural finish, which I'm really excited about. If I use overly matte foundations or like full coverage, especially if they're full coverage matte foundations, I just look cakey and dry. I don't know about you guys, but because I have dry skin, that's what happens to me. So I like it when a foundation says that it's like luminous or dewy, because I think that gives a little bit of life back to my very dull skin. So I'm excited about that. It does say it is vegan, gluten-free, alcohol-free, clinically tested, dermatologist tested, ophthalmologist tested, non-comedogenic, suitable for sensitive skin, long wearing, and no flashback. It says all of that on the side of this box. So it is in a bottle like this. It says Anastasia Beverly Hills. It says foundation in very big letters on this side. Glass bottle. It's not a frosted glass bottle. Usually when they're glass bottles, they're frosted. This one is not. It is a pump. I do very much appreciate a pump. That gets stuck a little bit. You hear that? Okay. I don't know if you're supposed to shake this. I don't ever shake my foundations unless they say shake. But so it is a thinner consistency, which I like because you find that with a lot of foundations that are more dewy or more luminous, that they are a thinner consistency. So I'm excited about that. Now we're gonna put it on our brush. We're gonna go in. I hope this is the right shade. It was the lightest one that they had. But sometimes even if I pick the lightest shade, because that's usually what I am, sometimes they come out a little yellow. And I don't like that. I don't have neutral undertones. I have a very pink undertone. So a lot of times things will come out yellow. I'm really hoping that doesn't happen here. So we're gonna do first impressions on this, because you know what, I also have an English paper to write today and I have to help myself with this homework, so we're gonna do that. So this does seem a little bit yellow. I'm hoping that it evens out kind of as we blend it into the skin. Blending. We are blending. That looks very white. I look like a ghost. This does blend in rather well. It does not look yellow when it's all blended in. This is a very, I would almost go as far to say as it's a light to medium coverage. I can still see my freckles. It didn't cover those at all, but it did kind of even out my skin tone, which I really like. I do. Oh, do you? I do. So it does stick to all the little hairs on your face, just so that you're aware of that. It is light though, it doesn't feel heavy. You know, I hate it when you try and move your face around after like a super like matte full coverage foundation and it feels like you have a mask on. Like, that's not my favorite. That is not my destiny. If that is your destiny, you do you. You do you. I cannot say that enough. We are not all the same. We have different wants, needs, and likes. That is perfectly okay. So that blended out really, really nice. You know, there's no line. Like sometimes there'll be a line here no matter how hard you try to blend. This does not have a line. Sorry, I'm looking in, like, there's the viewfinder and then there's the mirror, and sometimes I just like explaining that to you guys because you're like, why aren't you looking at the camera, you noob? And I'm like, no, I'm not a noob. My shit's not set up properly. Anyway, I don't know, I'm like in an explaining mood today. Okay. So it does stick to the little hairs on your face, but that blended out gorgeous. Blended out nice, there's no line. And it does give, I wouldn't call it like a dewy finish. It is fairly natural. It does kind of look though, like in the drier areas of my skin, maybe you just need to like make sure, or maybe use a different primer, maybe use a moisturizing primer. Because there is some kind of peeling and a little bit of dryness right here on the top of my nose. And in the, not so much in the crevices of my nose, but definitely right here and like on my upper lip. A little bit of peeling and then a little bit, these are my really dry areas right here on my cheeks. So it is peeling a little bit there. Kind of like, looks like dry skin is what it looks like. So if you have really dry skin, I would just use a moisturizing primer before putting this on, but it blends out beautifully. It looks very natural. It does have, you know, it said it had a natural finish. It does look very natural, and it's that natural that's not like when you use a skin tint like the, you know, the Morphe 2 or a tinted moisturizer, you know, it doesn't really even out anything. They can be very liquidy and it can look like you didn't do anything at all to your skin. This definitely kind of evens out skin tone and looks like you did a little bit to your skin, but it's not heavy and it doesn't look like you did a whole bunch. It literally is very similar to kind of the effect that I would get with the like Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. It's a very similar effect as that, only not as moisturizing, if that makes sense, because it's not a moisturizer. So if you have dry skin, just use a moisturizing primer underneath this, but it does give you that natural finish with a little bit of satin. It doesn't look like you did a whole lot to your skin, so you did even things out, and you know, it looks really nice, but it doesn't look like you have a mask on. It just looks like your skin. So that's really nice and really lovely. I do like that, ABH. I do. I mean, this would be you know, it's a little higher end, it's a little more pricey, and I'll put the price of it below, but it does, you know, it would be like an everyday, you know, go to work, go wherever. It feels nice. It doesn't feel tacky. It doesn't feel heavy. Just make sure that you moisturize with it if you're dry. If you're not dry, I don't think you have an issue. If you're not dry, if you have more oily skin, I might use more of a pore filling primer, because I could see this foundation kind of getting stuck like right around here in your pores, just because that's how I see it gathering like around my dry spots. So I'm wondering if it would do that around pores as well. But no, beautiful finish. Doesn't really feel like I have anything on my face. Doesn't really look like I have much on my face. So if you're going for that natural look, I think that's really good. I think it's a really, yeah, I stand for that. So we're going to put on a little bit of concealer to see how it plays. And this is just the Too Faced Peachy. Smells so good. Just the peachy concealer. We're going to use that under our eyeballs. Under our eyeballs. Just for a little bit of added coverage and a little bit of brightening. Because I do have purple under eyes. I'm going to put a little bit down my nose. I also have those veins, like if you have really pale skin, you probably also have these, like those veins that kind of come out the bottom of your nostrils onto your upper lip. So like just like little blood vessels, but they look really janky. So we're going to cover those up.
Why wouldn't you cover that up?
So I'm going to do that. Oh, this smells so good. You want to eat it. Oh, it smells so good. Okay. That was an aggressive smell. My bad. Yeah, so I'm going to go with this little tiny brush. And then we'll set it really, really lightly with some Laura Mercier in a minute. Just so that we don't get any creases and to see how it plays. I'm actually going to do the other side. I'm going to buff it in. Where's my sponge? Sponge? Sponge! I found it. That is in. It did brighten a little bit. I do like it. It is playing nicely. Nicely. We're going to set it just a little bit with our Laura Mercier. This is my go-to powder. Have I tried other setting powders? Yeah, I've tried lots of them. But this is just kind of my everyday go-to. It is a little more on the pricey side, but you really get what you pay for with this product. I'm just going to set my whole face. I literally almost put no product on the brush because I'm very dry today. And then we're just going to use a little bit of a smaller brush and just really set those under eyes. Nobody likes a creasy under eye. Yeah, so that's really, it's just going to be this first impression of this foundation. I really like it. I'm going to wear it all day. I may or may not do like a how it wears. I don't know. If there's one at the end of this video, then I did. And if there's not, then I didn't. So, but first impressions, I really like it. It literally just gives you that little tiny bit of coverage and skin tone evening out. It's not heavy. It's not cakey. Make sure that if you do have dry skin, you use a moisturizer or a moisturizing primer underneath it. I think that would really benefit you. But it looks really natural, you guys. And I'm really liking the finish of it. And I think this might be my new like everyday wear to work go-to. So I'm like super happy with it. And again, this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. And I will link the prices, or I'll write the prices below. But I'm really liking it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and testing out this foundation. And, you know, I'll definitely let you guys know how it wears throughout the day at some point. But thank you again. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't. I would really appreciate it.